You're welcome. Your name and what God has done.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Fanny, and this is what God did for me. After 4.5 years of waiting for my husband, who was here in the US, and I was denied visa 4 times, God gave me visa to come through this ministry. But that's not why I'm here. During that time, I was pregnant, and then I had 2 girls. One was 8 and 7 years at the time. They gave me the visa, but they denied my girls the visa. But because I was pregnant, I didn't know what to do. And we had no choice than me coming and leaving them behind. Yet in South Africa, I did not have anyone to take care of them. So my sister decided to come and look after them. But because she's American citizen, they only gave her 90 days to be in South Africa. So we had to pray that God does something so that they will leave South Africa within 90 days. So my husband thought it would be good if we bring them closer, which is Mexico City. Yet we have never been in Mexico City. I've never known anyone there. They came to Mexico and they had to go to school. So my husband said maybe we should go to the immigration there and ask if they could help them, give them papers so that they can go at least to school while they are there. So when they were there, on the day they were supposed to go for their interview, it was Hallelujah Challenge and Miracle Service was coming. So I was praying. During the Hallelujah Challenge, I was on my knees on that day. My sister called me and said, Patrona, which is funny, just shout Jesus here. I was just shouting Jesus here, Jesus. I didn't know what was happening. I was just shouting. Then she tells me and said, when we got to the office, they refused us. The guy said he's not going to help us because these kids are so young. And you are there, we are here, I'm American, they're not going to help us. But when we were just about to go, he called us back and said, wait, come here. I know a place they can help these kids to reunite them with their mother. So I'm going to refer you there. This is the same guy who refused to help them categorically. So he took them to the office himself, called the lawyer. They started the process. I have never been in Mexico. I know no one in Mexico. They put the lawyers in charge, but the devil came again. The devil came again and they stopped everything. They changed everything. Just when it was our turn, they said no more helping. They don't do it anymore. So I had to pray and pray and pray. During that time, we were going through financial trouble. It was worse. Everything was just going down. So Sound of Revival last year was coming. I'm coming from Massachusetts. I had no dollar. I told my sister, you are going to pay for me ticket. I have to be there. I came hungry with my baby at the back. With this, I said, God, I'm going to come back next year with all my family because I am tired. So when we got here, on the first day, Apostle came upstairs. Apostle said, some of you are going to get emails saying congratulations. I was praying and something told me, check your phone. When I checked my phone, it was the lawyers. They said, ma'am, be on the lookout. We are starting the process. Koinonia, wait, that is not all. Wait. So they said we are starting the process. When they started the process, the devil came again. They said they had to call me for interview. During the interview, I made a mistake. I said something I was not supposed to say. So the lawyer said, this is an unusual case. I've never seen a case like this. I'm not promising you anything. So I got a little scared. And I told my sister I made a mistake. My sister said, it has to be unusual so that they will know that God did it. So I said, oh God. I said, God of Apostle Selman, God of Nathaniel Bassi, you have to do something. On November 4th, I'm going to cut it short. November 4th, everyone knows what was happening in America. My husband couldn't sleep. 12 midnight is like, things are changing. I don't think those kids will come. I said, but we are like a plant that is planted by the sea. Seasons may change, but God will do something. So I got angry. I went to my room. I said, God, can a man boast in your name and be put to shame? Because During the workers' meeting, I'm in the prayer department. Apostle said, in 90 days, you will see some 2 hours calculating. I said, it's 90 days. God, I can never boast. I told everyone you did something. Do something. It was on the 4th midnight. I went to work. 12 p.m. I came back home. My husband was like, call them. I said, they don't pick calls. He said, call them. So I started calling. They were not calling. Me and my husband, we were restless, going around. But prior to that, it was Hallelujah Challenge. Pastor Nat said, dress like your miracle. I cooked my children's favorite food. I cooked everything they wanted to eat. I put wine, champagne. I put 5 glasses on the table. I was busy giving each and every one of them. I was counting them by my name, dancing around the table. My husband came and said, are we expecting visitors? I said, yes, we are expecting visitors. He said, who? He asked me who? I said, my children. He looked at me and said, okay. He left because he thought I have gone mad. I said, God, he looked at me like Sarah. He laughed like Sarah laughed. But I know I will go back next year with my kids. So I danced with the food. Every day I was presenting it to God. God, I cooked. I put it back in the fridge. 4th of November, when I came back, I called. They were not picking. An hour later, I got a call from them. I said, oh, we were sitting, both of us, moving around. I said, Dare, they're calling me. When I picked, they said, is this Mulang? I said, yes. We just want to tell you, your children's case has been approved. One more thing. They said, guess what? You're not going to pay ticket, visa, lawyers or anything. We're bringing them straight to you.
Someone shout hallelujah! Hallelujah! Though it may tarry, it doesn't matter how long you've waited, you're coming to testify. Look to your neighbor and say, you're coming to testify.